What's poppin', everybody? Your girl J Humble is in the building. You are now watching Graphic Tongue. Stop playing. Skate!
So we got everything set aside. You know, this is Graphic Tongue, and on this show, this platform, we have artists come on and we talk to them about their artistry. Today we have J Humble with us. I looked the wrong way. We got a lot of cameras in here today. Today we have J Humble. She's a music artist from Arkansas, and so we're just gonna start. We're gonna jump right in. Just tell us about who you are.
You put me in the hot city.
We're just gonna start with you just telling us a little bit about who you are, you know what I'm saying, and where you come from and things like that, of that nature.
I go by the name of J Humble. I'm originally from San Diego, California.
Okay.
I moved from San Diego, California when I was about like 11 or 12, and I moved to Texarkana, Arkansas. So I went to high school and all the above. That was home. And then from there I went to Mississippi College. Well, let me backtrack. East Central Community College, which is in Mississippi, and then I transferred and went to Mississippi College, which is in Clinton. I played ball for 4 years. And then after I stayed in Mississippi for about 5 years, I came and moved to Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so you've been around. You've been around for a second. You say you play ball.
I did.
I kind of want to start there. So when you started playing ball, was like the dreams, was music always there, or was ball like the focus, always, or music was just kind of like a thing you did?
No, music, I grew up on music and with my family, us being a part of the church.
Right.
So music always been a part of me, but basketball was my go-to. That was my dream.
Yeah.
Of course, I got a scholarship, so I was cold with it. I wanted to go to the WNBA, either that or play overseas. And that was one of the reasons why I had moved to Dallas, Texas to play on the semi-pro team.
Right.
It really didn't, work out. And I was doing like combine, putting that car to the speed on the road, driving to Atlanta when they was having their combines, but that wasn't my path.
Right.
Yeah.
So grinding and getting to what you want is nothing new to you. It's, you came from Arkansas and then you went to Mississippi and, you followed your dreams to Mississippi, and now you followed to Dallas. And unfortunately, it didn't work out, but it led you to your music to follow that career and find something that I'm pretty sure you even love even more.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to talk about that little process that went through your head at that point when you realized that the basketball wasn't the thing that you was probably going to go after anymore, and make that shift to music. Like, what was your thought process, or what kind of made you realize that for you?
It was actually tough.
Yeah.
And I actually went through a depression stage.
Right.
Because of course, when you looking at other people, how they being able to go overseas, or why people ain't helping me find a direction. I mean, they telling me they gonna help me, but they not helping me.
Yeah.
Or why my friends or so-called friends is not plugging me in.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. Y'all see, I'm cold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got the skills.
Right. And like, I actually started with modeling, which I still do. Modeling, acting, and music, so I do it all.
Right, yeah.
But I decided to just focus mainly on music. And so when I transitioned to Dallas, I actually met a DJ. And so the DJ was like, I was rocking my afro, natural style.
Yeah.
So when he saw me, he said, "Man, you got a unique style. Like, you rocking the afro." Power to my sister. He was like, that really makes you stand out.
Yeah.
He was like, "You not modeling?" I was like, "No." I said, So he was like, I want to give you an interview.
Right.
Even though you're not really tapped in with it. And so I decided to do the interview. And when I did that, he just started like plugging me in with different people, and I was able to like maneuver through Dallas by networking.
Right.
And I went by Jay the Model at the time.
Okay.
And so then I got introduced to some more people, and then they were like, "Can you sing?"
Yeah.
that's something I wanted to keep to myself.
Right.
You know, I'd be hollering in the shower, you know, singing and ooh. But even when I was in college, I had people like when they, you know, roommates.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you can, you know, you got a little tune.
Yeah.
Like you ain't. I'm like, nah, I want to play ball. You know, and from there, it just kind of took off. You know, when I was in Mississippi, I think like certain situations, because I had actually was supposed to been moved from Mississippi. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It was back in December of, I believe, 2017.
Right.
But I was fighting it because I was comfortable.
Right.
I was in that mindset, and I feel like God puts you in uncomfortable situations to let you know, like, yo, you gotta go.
Right.
It's something bigger for you. Of course, you don't understand because you're fighting against what's really meant for you because you're scared. You're in fear. You feel me? And once I finally did take that move and I tapped into who I am today, you know, it's amazing. It amazes me every day.
No, for sure. And to add on to that a little bit, one artist that we had on the show said that this thing, and it's stuck with me since. He said a lot of times the procrastination is really the fear of failure. Yeah. And so when we know something's supposed to be done, but we're like procrastinating about doing it, it's ultimately at the end of the day, we're just fearful of failing. You know what I'm saying? We're not fearful of the success, and some people may be, but for the most part, people are fearful of the failure part than anything. And so that's just something that I really like to highlight in these interviews, just because I want people when they come and they watch these to understand that, hey, you're gonna fail, but a failure is not a failure, it's a lesson. Learn your lesson and keep pushing, because if you didn't keep pushing, you wouldn't have met that DJ. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. You talked about modeling, and you said it was something that your pops tried to get you in. You was like, no, I want to be out here playing sports. So, you know, you very much so, I've picked up, you very much so was like a tomboyish. Like you didn't want to do the typical girl things. You want to do, you know what I'm saying? You want to be out there rep playing, and you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of funny in a lot of ways, because that's a lot of artists. They tell a story, and it's like you notice that they kind of ran away or wasn't really interested in what they ultimately end up doing in their later life. That it was doing it. Yeah, exactly. Now you're doing it. Now you're in front of cameras and lights and things of that nature, modeling for your album cover, because I seen your album cover, really, really dope.
Thank you.
So like now that's like your day-to-day life, and like it's kind of crazy to see that at a young age you was like nah. So,
that.
But I like to hear things of that nature, because it lets people know that that a lot of times what we think we're gonna go do is not what we're gonna do. So it's a lot of times it's like, keep your mind open. Don't get so set to the point where you don't venture off into something because you feel like, oh, that's not gonna be me.
Right.
You know? As a young artist coming up, what would be your advice to start their career and keep a healthy career as they're going through life? Because we have up and downs. As you may know, before we started the cameras, you had to choose between ball and working. And one was like, put out money, and one was like, make money. And so you obviously chose the one that was gonna make you the money, but like those decisions are tough. So like, as a young artist, I would wanna know, like, how do you balance between like music now, you know what I'm saying, and like working and like your personal life and keeping a healthy career at the same time? So just kind of
I've just put myself in the position of a mindset that if this is what I want, go get it.
Right.
Don't let no distractions, don't let personal life, none of that. Like, these roadblocks, they gonna come, but stay focused. Yeah. And of course, it's sometimes, like you said, it's hard because you're wanting it so bad, because you feel like it ain't no feel, you deserve it because you're working hard, you know? And then, of course, when you have people who coming in and out of your life who say they want to help, you know, and they come in thinking what you basically putting your faith in them with your career. And that's the number one thing that I learned was nobody's gonna push your dream like you push it.
Right.
So don't put your faith, all artists don't put your faith, whether it's management, whoever. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, only thing that's gonna move anything's gonna move unless you move it. You feel me?
Right.
Everything else gonna gravitate.
Yeah.
People gonna move how you move. So if you working hard, everybody else gonna work hard around you.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's just something I've learned being in the industry for 3 years.
Yeah.
And just tapping in and understanding, like, you know, everything happens for a reason, and don't be so hard on yourself. Because sometimes, or I used to be very hard, because I'm like, bro, you got it, you know. But it's like, Jay, chill out. Like, you've done a lot. And I think one day I went through my phone, I said, I have done a lot.
Yeah.
It don't seem like it though, because you so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
But just trust the process and keep pushing.
Facts. All right, so I had a flip side, but I kind of forgot the flip side to that question.
You tripping.
I am. It was something that I caught, that you said in the moment that I caught. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna flip it. But I'm gonna move right along, and we're just gonna keep moving right into the next thing, which is, I mean, you went from basketball to modeling, and now you're at this point where someone's telling you, hey, can you sing? Like, you should probably, you know, venture off into that. So kind of like talk to us a little about the beginnings of singing, about putting out your first single in 2018. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2018, right?
2020.
2020. Okay.
I dropped a couple of singles.
Before though, right? In 2018 and 2019.
Right.
So I want to start there. To 2018 and those periods. Talk to us a little about the leading process into, like, leading process into that.
So the beginning process was hard, y'all.
Yeah.
Because now you're having to figure out, if you haven't really just been doing music like that, here comes the confident part.
Right.
And really believing in yourself. And then now here I am trying to find my voice. Then of course you have people who be talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, is this for me or is it not? Okay, so when I started, it was just like, I can do it, but I know I'm gonna have to work 10 times harder since I'm really just coming into the game.
Right.
But with me actually knowing that I need work, but with me working, I'm gonna develop and become who I am right now.
Right.
So with me dropping the singles, you know, that was a little taste of something, just to see how everybody would gravitate to my music.
Right.
And I said, okay, cool. Like, I was getting some good feedback.
Yeah.
And I did a couple of, you know, shows here and there. But I was like, okay, Jay, is this really what you want to do though?
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I actually stopped doing music, because I felt like my confidence wasn't there.
Right.
And I'm sitting up here, you know, trying to figure out my lane as an artist, but I had to do some self-reflection, you feel me?
Yeah.
And when you have to really find yourself, that's the only way, with spiritual, mentally, you're actually being able to put out what you need to put out when it comes to the world.
Yeah.
You have to be right within yourself first.
Exactly.
So yeah, I stopped doing music.
Yeah.
And then I actually went back to doing the modeling thing. And then of course it just really wasn't going the way I wanted to go.
Right.
So I actually did a whole 6 months off just trying to figure out what I really want to do. And when I figured out, I did it again with music, and that means that the right people came.
Right.
And when the right people came, that's when I really tapped in.
Right.
Which was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
2018.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go there because, because, you know, I ultimately know, as an artist myself, as a person who makes music, I ultimately know a little bit about like you're saying, finding yourself and finding your lane and those things of that nature. And that's with any art, like painting, poetry, anything you do. You're going to have to find what you are best at and what you can do good, because you can't be another Beyonce, you can't be another Solange. You have to be a Jay Humble. You know what I'm saying? That's the best you can be. So I wanted to really touch on that a little bit, because, like I said, the young artists who are watching this, I want them to understand, hey, you're gonna find yourself more than once. There's no end process to finding yourself. There's so many different things that I've discovered about myself in Mississippi that I discovered about myself in Marshall. You know what I'm saying? I've been all over, and I've discovered myself like 3 or 4 or 5 times. And same for you, like with you going Arkansas,
California, Arkansas, Mississippi.
See, there's another place, California, Arkansas, and I know all 3 locations was a different you. It wasn't the same you, because in Arkansas, you wasn't modeling, you wasn't doing music.
Right.
That was not your headspace. Like basketball was your headspace. And something that I heard a young person say about Oprah. It was a friend of mine. I was trying to think where I heard it from. A friend of mine told me that Oprah had said that a lot of times we wish that we could change the past, but ultimately at the end of the day, we aren't the people that we are today in the past.
Right.
So the thing that we think that we would accept in the past, 9 times out of 10 we wouldn't, because we're not who we became today. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We had to go through those things to become those people, to understand why that was important. So you had to go to Arkansas, to California, to Mississippi, to now Dallas, to ultimately find the Jay Humble that you are today. So I really wanted to really highlight that for sure, because I want people to know it's a journey.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I want to talk a little bit about Impatient, your first little single that you put out there in 2018, and talk about the thought process that was there when you was making that record and writing and things of that nature. Like, what inspired you to create that record?
I actually had a creative team that came together.
Okay.
And we just sat in the studio, or they actually were in Atlanta, so we were just back and forth kind of deal. And it was actually presented to me. So when it was presented to me, it was one of those tracks that when I actually listened to it, it was like, like love, like that's like, you know, some stuff that I actually have been through. You know, I'm trying to be patient, but I don't know what I want. You know, so I said, you know, it's in college, you know, you be confused. You don't know if you want to be a player, or you know, you want to, you know, commit. None of that. And so that track is actually my baby, because I was actually able to see where my voice could go. You know, and when I gravitated to the track, you know, because of course you got to fall in love with it and make it your own. And so when I did, it was one of those tracks that I was able to kind of show, I guess you would say, my preference. You know, because you don't know who I'm talking to. You know, so I think it was just a dope track to just be able to utilize me coming out as an artist. And I wanted to start there because I'm about to ask you about Whiskey on Ice, which is the new single off your album, right? Off your latest album that just came out. And I want to compare the two. You know what I'm saying? The process there and now the process on Whiskey on Ice. And the kind of like, was there a different type of way you approached Whiskey on Ice and everything because it's an album now, or was it like the same kind of like process or anything? Kind of, sort of, but Whiskey on Ice was just a fun track.
Right, yeah.
You know, because I felt like I like to live life on the edge. So that's what this song put me in the mind of living life on the edge. Because when you got some liquor in your body, you don't know what's going to happen.
Anything can happen, especially with whiskey.
Yeah. Take you to the moon and back, you know. So that was just a fun track.
Facts. Yeah. So it was definitely a different type of process of mindset going. And one was more of like connecting to you emotionally. Yeah. You was pulling from a place, a real place. And the other one is just like, you pulling from a real place, but you're having fun with it.
Yeah, let's have fun with it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So about building your platform. Your platform is most people that come in there and they be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because it is. You have a really great platform on you.
Thank you.
And so I kind of want to talk a little bit about that. Building your platform, building your fan base from Impatient in 2018 to now. What's the name of the album? Sorry.
Self-titled Jay Humble.
Okay, because I didn't see it on there. I looked it all up, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was Jay Humble.
It was just Jay Humble. Okay, so that was the title. Jay Humble, self-titled. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce, we out here self-titling. But advice about building your platform into this point now. now you done dropped yourself a titled album. Like, what would be your advice about building and your catalog? Because I know, I'll make it more simple. I know as an artist, most people don't know. I know as a music artist, you make like probably more than that, 100 tracks or 40 tracks before you get to the final product of an album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of different songs that get taken off. There's songs that get put on. There's songs that is like, oh, I actually gonna pull that from 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of just want to know about your advice about building your platform and learning your audience and keeping them interested so you can build the self-titled album now, J Humble.
I think it's more of having a personality more than anything.
Right.
So people can really see, okay, she got a goofy side.
Right.
She down to earth. She humble. And then going from there, it's like people gonna gravitate to what you already doing.
Right.
Because they see you got a dope personality.
Right.
And you work hard. And you got some dope music.
Right.
And she can put on some heels and then switch it up and put on the tennis shoes. Like, golly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She hitting me from,
yeah,
what can't she do, you know?
Right, yeah.
So it's just about just keeping people on their toes, because me, personally, I like to just keep people guessing.
Yeah.
Because if you keep people guessing, they excited and they not really just anticipating or already knowing what you coming with, you know? So when you keeping people guessing, and as soon as you drop something, they like, golly, you know, like she really leveling up.
Right, yeah.
You know, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So,
So just keeping that mystery, really.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I think that's very much so true. Because a lot of artists who are, I guess, A-list or whatever you want to call them, at the top tier, a lot of them have a lot of mystery to their life and have a lot of things that is happening in their life that keeps a lot of people engaged. And I would say even sometimes today, in today's society, even sometimes more than the music.
Yeah.
In which I kind of hate. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It helps them make art, and artists from the beginning of time, life has been in their art. So I guess it's only right that the thing that keeps people coming back around is you, and I guess not so much your personal life, but you. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say personal life because that's something else. But moving right along about building your platform and everything. When you first started out putting out those singles, did you change anything from single to single? Was you taking notes and looking at what people were responding to? What was kind of like your thought process when you were releasing these singles right before your self-titled album?
So when I was dropping the singles, I was just trying to see where people are going to feel my music. So with dropping those singles, it was more of me finding me as an artist.
Right. Okay.
You know, so of course, you dropping music, but then at the same time you're modeling, so they like, she doing music now?
Right.
They don't really take you serious, you feel me?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm getting the feedback, and okay, like, so now it's time for me to really develop me as an artist. Yeah. So that's when the album came into play, and I went a whole year developing.
Right.
And I think we started the album, I want to say December we started, and didn't finish until coming into December. That's when that was a long drawn out process. And so from impatient till now, I see the progression.
Right. I've seen that you've had the opportunity in your 3 years of making music, I'm assuming with music, to meet a lot of talented people, Solange being one of them. And so I kind of want to talk a little bit about putting yourself in that position, and like, I don't want to say how to act because there's no particular way to act, I guess, but necessarily what would your advice be to the person who's first meeting someone like Solange, or also Mo3? I know you had some contact with Mo, so like meeting these people, like, you don't want to come off like,
right,
you know what I'm saying, a certain way, but what would be your advice, meeting certain different people that are up top tier musicality, I guess.
I mean, everybody different, but of course you don't act like no fan.
Exactly.
because they get that all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I'm down to earth, so it's just like, what up, boy?
Right.
Hey, what's poppin'?
Right.
You know, I'm like your homegirl next door.
Yeah.
So people just be, I guess we just be gravitating to each other. And, you know, some situations just be people hitting me up like, yo, such and such gonna be in the building. Go network.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, at times, majority of the time, it be the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So my advice, just don't act like no groupie and fans. Like,
right.
You know,
Just be
they regular people.
Yeah, they're regular people. Yeah. Like you meeting one of us, or because I'm not famous. So, you know, no ice cream in my name. I've had a couple of like mistaken identities, but I mean, other than that, you know. Moving into like our last few questions, and they're really basic. They're not too deep as the other ones have been. But I just kind of want to know, who is a person that you want to work with in the future that you have met in your coming up of music and things of that nature?
I want to. We can work with Cash Page. Like,
Yeah,
I would like that. I think that would be dope.
Yeah.
I think Enchanting.
Enchanting. Okay. Yeah.
She's signed with Gucci Man.
Yeah.
She's out of Fort Worth. She's dope.
Yeah.
Of course, Chris Brown.
Facts. Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor. Even though she retired, but we're gonna bring her back out.
We have to bring her back. We have to bring her back.
Yeah.
I know she on her film stuff right now. But
and Summer Walker.
Summer Walker for sure. Yes. That's a nice lineup right there. That is a really nice lineup. Especially I'm a big fan of Summer Walker, I have to admit. I'm a dude.
Nah, she hard.
She hard, man.
Yeah,
Come
hard.
on.
Yeah.
She is. But okay. Last question, last but not least, the most important question is, what can we expect from you in the future? What should we be on the lookout for coming from J Humble's camp?
We're gonna keep pushing the album,
Yes.
J Humble, of course, and the single Whiskey on Ice. We're about to do some touring in a few cities. I'll be actually going to the All-Star Weekend in Atlanta next weekend. I'll be performing.
Okay.
Coming back, we will be shooting music video. We're about to start shooting music video to the album. On March the 14th, we shooting Vibe.
Yeah.
And for the most part, just keep grinding. Like,
Yeah. I feel that. Hey, I couldn't ask for a better response. All right, well, you know, I don't have any more questions. This has been Graphic Tongue. And remember, keep chasing your dreams. Keep going after things you believe in, even when people tell you no, even when everybody's saying that this is stupid. Keep pushing, because you never know what can happen. This is Graphic Tongue, and we out.
Scoot!
At this moment, I only got room to creep. I'ma be real with you, don't play for keeps. See us 100 when we doing us, baby. Have our own lanes, let's stay in them, don't test me. This drink I got, it will make you lose it. Sip me slow, if you decide to choose it. Here we go, don't say no, feel my flow, I'ma show. Sacrifice, be your vice, it's whiskey on ice, whiskey on ice. Come to me, baby, I just wanna see exactly what you got for me. He said, I just wanna love you. She said, I just wanna grab you. They said, I just gotta have you. I said, I already knew. Whiskey on ice, come to me, baby, I just wanna see exactly what you got for me. He said, I just wanna love you. She said, I just wanna grab you. They said, I just gotta have you. I said, I already knew. Don't you dare leave without me in your system. Watch how I hit you, watch how I get you. Don't you dare leave without me coming with you. Know I complete you, know just how we do. Don't take your eyes off me, baby, off me, baby. The way shit up for real. I've been waiting all week just to get to you. Come on in and have a seat, just get comfortable. Grab a cup, pour some ice, you gon' have to chill it down. After I wear it out, you gon' pour me on my crown. Whiskey on ice, come to me, baby. I just wanna see exactly what you got. I just wanna love you. I just wanna grab you. I just gotta have you. I said already do. Whiskey on ice, come to me, baby. I just wanna see exactly what you got. I just wanna love you. I just wanna grab you. I just gotta have you. I said